Good morning. I am Shavana Lagmay and I am going to present as to what teaching is and what teaching is not. So let's proceed to what teaching is. Number one, teaching is our responsibility. It shows that a student's future may depend on the way of teaching, the way you discuss, your strategy, and on how to find your student needs in learning is one of your responsibility. It takes a lot of patience, dedication, and passion. It is not an easy job after all because you will face a lot of challenges, hindrances, and even problems along the way. That is why teaching is responsibility because you need to take good care of your students' mind, capabilities, and learning. So let's proceed to the second one. Teaching is a hard work. Yes, that is correct. Being a teacher has a lot of work and people needs to understand that because first of all you need to show up to class every single day on time, do all the work like the lesson plan, powerpoint presentations, paperworks, teaching and guiding the students all day, and you have to pay attention in the class every single minute. That is why it takes a lot of effort and hard work for you to be able to perform well in class. That is why hard work is very important in teaching. So let's proceed to the third one. Teaching is a journey. Teaching is a journey of your life, meaning to say that teaching is a lifelong commitment. The educators or future educators rather, it takes us on an educational journey that is not just about the wisdom, education, and growth that come from that learning, but the path that we follows and the lessons learned along the way. Okay, so let's proceed to the next one. Now let us discuss as to what teaching is not. Okay? So the first one is teaching is not just an easy job. Yes, that is correct. So why is it that teaching is not just a job? Because when we say just, that word means it is something that we can be little of, right? And for me, as a future educator, I am proudly to say that teaching is something that we should not be little of. We should know that teaching is the root of learning. Teaching is everything, and we are learned because we are being taught. And in addition to that, teaching exerts some efforts, foundation, and strength. That is why we should always remember that teaching is not just a job, okay? So let's proceed to the second one. Uh, Number two is teaching is not just a simple talent. Yes, this is also correct because teaching it requires skills and ability to create a masterpiece. Masterpiece in a way that you are creating and molding one's character, vision, manner, and to have a bright future. And also, teaching isn't something that people are born how to do, but it is the ability to do something that comes from training, experience, and practice. So this is not just a simple talent. It comes with a training and experience, okay? So let's proceed to the third one. Teaching is not just about sharing or importing knowledge. Yes, this is not just about sharing information, disseminating information, but it is also strengthening those lessons enough to occupy the student's mind. And by strengthening it, it will become a foundation of every student to have an effective knowledge in a long run. And okay, let me share you an experience. So let me share to you there are so many lessons in my elementary years that I totally forgotten what are they. but I have a knowledge as well from an effective teacher that I had before way back elementary days. And those lessons remains in my mind. And that is because that certain teacher was not just sharing lessons, but strengthening those lessons. Like, for example, citing some real life situations, because that teacher was able to bring the classroom into the real world. That is why teaching is not just only sharing information, importing knowledge, but as a teacher, you need to bring the classroom into the real world so that your students may know what are the real situations outside the classroom. Okay, so let's proceed now to the next one, the rules of the teachers. So the first one is resource. Teachers are the main source of learning. Yes, that is true. In which teachers tend to provide and give students enough information for them to learn. Example, the teachers has their backup information because there will be a time that students will ask additional informations. And in these cases, the teacher should not only focus on one source. The teacher should be resourceful since there will be many learners who will ask and seek some information to the teachers. So, as a teacher, you should not only rely to one source. You should have many sources for that, because sometimes, especially nowadays, students nowadays are very smart. That is why if you're going to teach in a face-to-face class, there will be a time that students will gonna ask you more information about that. Ma'am, what is this, what is that, what if like this, right? So you should be ready for that one. You should be resourceful. You should teach, be ready to whatever the students will gonna ask for you. Okay, so the second one is support. So, support, teachers support students in all aspects of education. Yes. Teachers must act as the support system when the student needs an specific help. And also, teachers should show their support through indulging and molding the students to be the better version of themselves. Okay. So let's proceed to the third one. So number three is participant. Teachers takes part of a debate or group discussion in class. Yes, in case that there is an activity taking place in the class, say debate or group discussion, wherein the teacher takes part in it, then the teacher is playing the role of a participant. In that way, it increases the interest of students and encourages them to participate more, because if the students will notice that the teacher is also participating in a debate or a group discussion, then the students will participate more, right? So let's proceed to the fourth one, adaptable. Teachers adjust to their teaching methods depending on the students. Yes, this is correct also. The role of teacher is to adjust the teaching method and expectations so that they can still find success. They are always willing to evaluate what is working for their students and adjust where needed. Okay. So these four rules of teachers are vital rule for teachers who want to help each unique individual find success in their classroom. These rules are very important characteristics when teaching, to always move your lesson in a way that promotes learning in the most possible way. And lastly, teaching is a two-way process in which a teacher and the students can learn from each other. So I think that would be all. And this thank you so much for watching my video presentation. And once again, this is Shavana Lagmay, and this is my video presentation for what teaching and what teaching is not. Thank you so much.